Hey, Karon, I know you're from Detroit.
What up, though?
What up, though? Who said that? Hold on, somebody speaking my tongue out here.
Karon is from Detroit. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's what's up. What part from the D? Joy Road over here. Joy Road, baby.
What up, King? West Side. Grew up on 7 Mile, Illinois with the
Okay, Joy Road.
with the King.
All right, that's what's up.
All right.
What's the topics for today?
Oh, yeah.
We got Cam, obviously, some more New England stuff. Cap got a documentary. And the NBA, we got Avery Bradley, the Lakers, and then the schedule, John Morant. And then in other sports, you can do with Bubba Wallace update, and then MLB coming back. Did y'all hear all that?
Say it again.
I'm gonna go get my phone.
Okay. So Cam, Bubba Wallace update, some documentary, right?
Yeah, Cap.
Cap documentary. What else?
MLB coming back.
Major League Baseball returns.
And John Morant with the top tour.
And John Morant. I guess he said something about the cops.
I didn't see that.
And something about the Lakers. Nick want to hate on the Lakers. So.
I ain't gonna hate on. I'm just gonna
Hey, did Lou Williams say he's not playing today?
Oh, that would be huge if he didn't. If he's not.
I saw something about that, but I didn't. They said what they would look like without him, but I didn't see if he said that or not.
Man, this whole championship coming down to 2 teams, man. I don't even know what the rest of them even playing for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's what they really should do. Let's just go ahead and go Lakers and Clippers and call it a day.
Milwaukee might pull that thing out now, though.
Yeah, with Giannis is a freak, but unless that jump shot got much better, he gonna get stopped in the playoffs.
So we got a recording.
Yeah.
Because they got that LA got Anthony Davis, man. Anthony Davis can match him at the rim. The reason why Giannis is being muck is because nobody's been able to match him at the rim.
Yeah. For 3 quarters, Anthony Davis don't like to play 4 quarters.
Yeah, but you just gotta spell. You gotta give him that, those moments,
Mm-hmm.
The best thing that happened for this whole quarantine was Anthony Davis just stopped playing, so he didn't get hurt.
Mm.
It's
That
like,
was it.
All right, well, hold all those tapes. We're about to jump it off right now.
4 weeks ago before the season was over, and that was a lot of time for Anthony Davis to trick something off. He glass Joe.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead End Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. N. Joining me on the show, we got BZ30 representing Detroit Pistons mask.
And the shirt, and people shirt. What up, though?
We got FIFA 24/7. Nikki Duce over there.
What's good?
And Shelton J joining us via Zoom.
What's happening?
And if you can, Shelton, go ahead and introduce our guest for this episode.
Yo, I will, man. This dude, man, he needs no introduction, man. Karan, I've probably known you probably about 10 years now when you played with the Falcons.
So you've known me longer because that's been a longer time. I've been acting for 12 years, man.
Oh, wow. So that's been a minute then. Time flies.
You know me about 15. That's why when I first saw you, boy, you got a lot of gray, but you said, shit, that gray is different.
Hey, this year alone was 5 years.
Y'all gotta understand, when me and Sheldon was cool, we was running the streets. We was out in them streets. Different time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you played in the league. How long were you in the league?
5 years.
5 years. I know you played with the Bears, the Falcons,
And the Redskins.
Redskins. Yeah.
Well, Washington. The politically correct way is to say the Washington.
Yeah. The Washington team.
Black man, I can't say Redskins. I feel like I'm being very neo-American.
Yes, sir. And then you transition from football to acting.
Yeah.
And in that realm, you've done a lot of stuff from Meet the Browns. I know you did Meet the Browns.
Yeah, that was my
Ambition.
Mhm.
What else? What am I missing?
Been about 10 Christmas movies. Got another movie coming out July 19th on TV One called Coins for Love. It's a spinoff from Coins for Christmas. I think that might have been my 10th or 11th movie that I did for TV. I did that Marry Me for Christmas series for what was that TV network? Jeez, I should be more remembering of who gave me breaks, but yeah, I did a ton of TV movies for Earl and those guys back in the day, and it's been building my career, and I'm very thankful for all of the opportunities. And so, yeah, man, I mean, for a long time, that was my thing, man, Mr. Marry Me for Christmas. So right now, like I said, last year was a really, last 2 years been really good for me with Saints and Sinners, Ambitions, the movie Little, a bunch of different things. I was hitting on all demographics in the last few years. I got, major film and nice, good TV shows. So it's been a good, and it's finally taken off to the point where I figured it was a good idea to take a chance and do this.
Oh yeah, that's dope, man. That's crazy because most athletes don't get the opportunity to be in both realms. If anybody could do it, I knew you could because you always had the personality for it anyway. So it wasn't that much of a transition. Because
you know what's funny, Sheldon? You and I, we was, we was hanging, but you never knew. Before I wanted to be an actor before I was even an athlete, man. And like I was in my off seasons, I was always going to LA and doing acting classes, bro. Like I had been planning this transition like almost immediately. Like when I was in the combine, the coaches from the Green Bay Packers asked me. They had to ask one of the questions in the interview process. They were like, "What's your plans for after football?" And I was like, "Yo, I'm going to Hollywood and take it over." And he looked like, first he was shocked I had plans for after football. That was the first time being a black man sitting in front of him, and then after that, he wrote some stuff down in his little notebook. And after looking back in hindsight, I realized I answered it the wrong way. The optimum question for them was, I don't have any plans for after football. My life is all football. All I want to do is a brick wall for you, white man. You are my savior. That's what the answer should have been. And I probably would have had a 10-year, 12, 15-year career, and I wouldn't have even had to act, but I probably couldn't say my full name any goddamn more because I couldn't remember it. So it worked out exactly the way it was supposed to work out. I've been, very purposeful and intentional in this plan. So I tell people all the time, like, it wasn't nothing that I haphazardly just jumped off into. It was a plan from the jump, and I just stuck to the script.
And entertainment has been your entertainment is part of your life because your folks are all entertainment people, right?
Yeah. My late cousin Aaliyah. I come from a background of just being in seeing that side of it. That was part of the reason why I was able to even play football as long as I did, because I always looked at all of it as entertainment. So I was just in the family business. I just was using my body differently than me singing, and now I'm using it still the same way, acting now. So yeah, you're right. I come from, that was kind of like what we were doing at that time. As I was growing up, my older brother Jomo was the president of Black Ground Records at the time, and anybody knows the history of that. They were, instrumental. They were one of the first independently Black-owned record labels in the business at a time where it was all controlled by Jewish folks. So, salute and hats off to them for that accomplishment. And at the time, they did a lot of big things with Aaliyah, R. Kelly before, it got crazy with him, and Tony Braxton and a bunch of other artists, Genuine and Tim. All those people were they came into the game through my brother's and his dad's label, Blackground. So they are, an integral part of musical history in our culture. And, I'm always proud to be attached to that in any kind of shape, fashion, or form. Of course, I didn't say it in the bar, but I do what I do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You brought that was the biggest moment in my career in the music part was when you brought him to my crib one time. You brought him by to listen to some of my music. I was like, man, we got Jomo Hankerson right here in the house listening to my music. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So
and that's Sheldon, that's been me my whole life, bro. Like I'm all about looking out for each other, man. Like when you hit me, it was like, yo, can I jump on this Zoom with you tonight? And I'm like, yeah, let me just check and make sure I ain't doing nothing. You said 9 o'clock, everybody kind of winding down in the house anyway, so I don't have much to do. I'm like, hell yeah, my brother doing something, let's get it in, you know? So, you know, salute to all you fellas is doing something and moving forward and doing something productive with y'all time in your life, man, because it's all of us Black kings, we gotta lead by example, man. We got a lot of us out here trying to figure it out, and it's only a few of us who have, so it's our responsibility to lead the way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But man, we have none other than Karon Joseph Riley with us.
All right, let's talk some sports, Shell. This shit, I don't do this often. I don't talk sports, but I'm still very aware of the situation.
Yes, sir.
You might be interested to hear my take on it all at this point.
All right, what you got, Nick?
First and foremost, since you did football, let's talk about it. You know, Cam just got signed by the Pats. I want to get your thoughts on it.
My thoughts on Cam getting signed to the Pats, man. I was just at the gym earlier. My son plays basketball, and a guy came in like, y'all heard about Cam? What y'all feel about it? And I was like, man, I'll be honest, bro. At this point, man, after seeing what his deal is, a 1-year deal for the league minimum $1.75 million or something stupid like that, I'm like, why do we keep begging to be at a table that we are basically building and creating like we are in America, man? Like we got 70% of the population in the NFL, and we keep begging for a seat. Like, why is Cam getting paid $1 million and 5 other guys with less talent and less resume getting paid 10 times more? You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm like, yo, we keep on going to Massa and asking for scraps when we went out and killed the whole pig. Then we get what we get, you know. So my thing about Cam, I hope he goes out there and does well. My biggest thing, I hope he stays healthy, and gets all his money. I hope he hits all the incentives. I hope he breaks the bank. You know, and I love to see a Black man win, no matter what his position is. I just wish us as Black men in that NFL league of my brothers that I used to be in would see their value finally and understand we at a very integral point in our world, in our culture, where that if we take a chance, a real chance right now, we could turn the tides ourselves as athletes. You know, the same guys they told us to shut up and dribble, we have the power to turn this thing on a dime, because I guarantee you, if LeBron and all of them say, yo, no, we not playing, we about to go form our own league. NFL guys say, yo, we not going to play with y'all in y'all racist ways no more. We're going to take our own guys and we're going to form our own leagues. We won't have as many teams, but we'll have all the quality. So my opinion of Cam is, man, good luck, King. I pray that you have health over everything, because they don't give a damn about you at the end of the day. And, hope you go out there and keep proving them crackers wrong.
Hey, let me ask you a question on that. Look off from that. Well, from that take. When you were in the league, you played, like I said, for a couple different teams. From the coaches that you went through, were there some Black assistants that you felt would be head coaches today that aren't?
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing I'll tell you about some of the Black coaches in that league. They have completely assimilated to the ways of the man. So, some of them have gotten in that league. They got the white wives. They got the whole hookup, man. They have completely tried to assimilate in the good old boys club that they'll never be a part of. And they probably don't even frankly see their opportunity to be better than what they are. So I ain't got no sympathy for that either. It's like, guys, you keep on. It's like, we used to play basketball growing up, dog. It was one kid always had the best basketball and shit, but he was the one who never practiced. He was the one who was getting that. So that's why his ball was always good. We'll let him play so we could see the ball. Like, that kid didn't get power until he took his ball home. So for us, that's where I'm at with it. Let's just take our ball home. Coaches, players, let's take our ball home and form our own league, dog. I've done the numbers. We need about $10 billion investment, and you'll make that money back in about 5 years times 3.
Yo, that's crazy.
Economical power, dog. We don't own no airlines. We don't own no dang boats. We don't own no media. How do we think we're going to win this game?
That's true.
I like this, brother.
Hey, we talked about this Sunday. What do you think about LeBron James having this, getting this, him and his business partner, Maverick Carter, getting this multimedia company?
Say that one again. It got chopped up.
It was LeBron James and his longtime business partner, Maverick Carter.
Yeah, Maverick. Yeah.
He's getting his own multimedia, like kind of like pushing off his own, kind of like Black Trails and everything. LeBron James is doing.
Yeah. No. Now, look. I go on every interview I do, and I talk about this, hoping LeBron and Maverick get a hold of these interviews, and we can get into the same team, because I see what LeBron's doing behind closed doors. I see what Maverick is doing. They're operating exactly how I see it's operating. LeBron and Maverick been playing together and being together since they was teenagers, and they done stuck together, and they done worked together, and they done built together. That's the blueprint of success for all Black people, bro. We got to come together and be able to see each other as assets, first, second, third, and foremost. And then after that, everything else, everything that ain't us is against us until proven different. You know, and I've been watching LeBron, and I'm just really optimistically hoping that I'm praying that he plays chess like I do, and he's got a plan, because I see him working it. You know what I'm saying? I see him working it. I wrote a movie called King David that once that movie comes out, it's gonna be the final idea to be spurned into the universe, man. So because at the end of the movie I wrote, it shows LeBron and I on the phone having a conversation about the Black-owned NBA league, and he's basically telling me like him, you know, Bronny is the #1 draft pick of the new Black NBA, and Steph Curry just bought a team with his brother, and we got 10 teams, and we just signed our first white boy. And I say in the conversation, I say, well, he must better shoot the lights out. And LeBron says the lights don't even come on. I say, well, that's how good they got to be to play with us. In the movie.
What's up?
And that's just my job as an artist to put that into the universe and see who grabs it. So
you don't think that that's far-fetched at all in what Kyrie is talking about with the Black-only league?
No, fuck that. I'm with Kyrie. I sent Kyrie a DM. I hit him, dog, and I don't even be in nobody's DMs. I hit him straight up. I say, yo, King, I say, you can Google me so you know I'm just not some random motherfucker hitting you. But I'm telling you straight up, bro, I'm with you. You on the right path. Either exit it or give us our own. There ain't no in between. You could try to change policies, but unless you talk about changing this whole constitution and doing it exactly with us involved and everybody else that lives in this country now involved, then ain't none of this gonna work, dog. The Constitution was made with a bunch of white slaveholders writing the paper. So how you think that's gonna ever work in our favor? Mm-hmm. March, we can talk about it, we can dream about it, we can ask for hugs. This shit ain't gonna work.
That's it.
I don't think I be talking crazy sometimes. I know Please, man.
I'm sorry to turn y'all shit into a revolutionary podcast.
No, that's great. This is a Black show. Hey, this is a Black show, so keep it
about sports. This shit is bigger than sports, man.
It is. It's bigger than sports. That is the truth.
Black on Black perspective, everything, man. Like what you're saying is I've talked about on like all of our shows that we have in some form or fashion. So they probably trying to figure out if I'm wearing a mask right now.
Exactly.
I love it, man. I love it. I love that you're saying that, and they're getting it from another voice, someone with clout. They got a name behind them instead of me who's built something over the last 10 years. But coming from you, it has an impact and a meaning behind it. It adds to the things that we've been saying over the last year. So preach on, man. The floor is yours to say whatever you want. We don't sense shit here at all.
That King, I receive that, man. And I appreciate the love, man. And I appreciate the effort y'all sitting here doing what y'all doing tonight. Like I said, every step that we can do in showing our unity and showing how it works is another example for another young king to see it and be like, yo, I can do it too. So each and every one of us got a responsibility, like I said before, man. And so I'm just living up to mine and just trying to do the best I can out here in this building.
So let me tell you about Cam Newton.
So Cam, I hope he stay healthy, and I hope he go out there and light it up, because I know that the dude is a freak of nature. Like I remember when Cam came in the league, I was like, boy, I'm glad I'm getting up out this motherfucker, because they getting crazy big out here. I don't want that smoke.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but Cam, they using my brother as a black shield for what happened with the cheating scandal. When you type Cam is a Patriot, or you type Cam Patriots, you might pull up two things. You might pull up the camera bingo situation of them filming from the stands, or you might pull up Cam is a Patriot. That's funny enough, they looking up the whole damn SEO Google search because they depends on what you're looking for.
You know what's so funny though, King, is that he it's just like when Kobe had that situation up there in Colorado, and RIP, my brother. But when he came back in 81, it was all forgotten. Everything was forgiven. So the Patriots is playing on that. You know what I'm saying? They hoping Cam comes up there and does what he did for Auburn, what he did for the Panthers when he first got there. You know what I'm saying? But in that league, even at the combine, that was kind of like my first awakening, man. When I was at the combine, I was at the combine, I sat up there on that stage, and they were like, I had these little yellow shorts on, no shirt, no, I was just basically up there naked. And they was like, turn left, turn right. I looked in the audience, it's a bunch of white men with clipboards. And I said, dog, if this ain't slavery, I don't know what is.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the thought going through my mind. So I'm saying like, wow, this is crazy, right? So in that very moment, I started just kind of getting even more militant in my mindset. So I knew my career wasn't gonna last long because I told the special team coach one time, he told me, I got to run into the wedge. The wedge at the time it's illegal now. But at the time when I was playing, they used to be able to form a 3 or 4 man wedge with 4 or 300-pound men, and you would have to run into that shit, right? Coach said, Karon, you got to hit that dead in the middle. I said, Coach, man, I ran a 4.5 40, man. I ain't got to run into nothing dead in the middle. He was like, what? I said, yeah, dog. I'm fast enough to get around that and still make the play, homie. I ain't got to do it. I don't got to kill myself. Maybe you white boys do, but I don't.
Man, that's crazy.
So yeah, I'm glad he got into the league. I'm with you, man. To pay this man a minimum, to give him a minimum contract. We look at Cam, we look at Jameis, these two guys that come in and they basically give him the scraps off the table. It's also almost like a symbolic gesture, right? With everything that's going on in the league, it's like, let's bring Cam back because all the conversation has been about cap. And people
is that got paid yet?
Who? Oh, he's not a franchise tender, but not really.
Nah, Jerry Jones ain't gonna make him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, being in Dallas, Texas, the whitest organization in America, dog. He's not gonna do it. That's why Jerry Jones ain't gave that boy that money. I don't even know what he buy. Shannon want to say it, but he can't. I see him on the show every day wanting to say it, but he can't. I can. Jerry ain't gonna give that black man the reins to his team until he paid Tony Romo league max, and Tony Romo ain't did a damn thing. If Dak would have been white, man, Dak would have probably he probably already gave Dak his daughter. If he didn't have one here, he would have went and found one for him.
I agree to a certain extent as far as what Ken is saying, but pretty much what you're saying as well about Cam. I just think that, and I hate to put it like this, but one man's trash, no man's treasure. I would rather Cam be with Belichick than any other coach as far as to showcase what you were talking about. Like, let's see him be the Cam or some version of that. He is a great quarterback. He was the first #1 overall pick, MVP in his league, and he was a couple plays away from winning the Super Bowl as a black QB. Who other better coach to deal with that than Belichick? We've seen him do it with Jacoby Brissett as far as changing up a system for a QB. Let's see what he can do with the original Lamar.
But I think at the end of the day, it's the principality of the fact that he's getting paid 1 point something. Because
we knew that was going to be the case. At this point in the season, it shouldn't be the fact that Dak Prescott don't got a contract, but like I was telling me, y'all knew this was going to be the case.
Well, here's the thing about the Dak Prescott, Nick.
We can focus on Cam before we
No. I feel but you know me. That's a hot button between me and you. So I gotta go here before I go there. I gotta take 285 before I go forward. I'm just saying, I gotta do what I gotta do. However, with Dak, he's kind of middle tier. He can't be paid as the top flight QB in the league just because he doesn't produce at that level. To me, and if you look at the numbers, he don't produce as the #1 and #2. He can't reset the market. He could be in the mix, but he ain't gonna reset the market. But Cam, that don't have even the resume Cam has. You know what I'm saying? And even though I know that this is the second part of Cam Newton's career, because Cam done hit the apex already. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, he's on the way down.
Yeah.
He is not the same quarterback he was 3 years ago.
Why Brady get all that money, bro?
On what money? He's been taking pay cuts.
He got paid by Tampa Bay.
But that's Tampa Bay. And he's been healthy.
And he's on his way down
No,
too.
but he's been down for like the last 15 years. I
But
don't
he's
know
still
why
got
he's
paid,
still
though.
paid. I don't, okay, and I feel you. You're making my point too. I'm just saying Cam is worth more than that league minimum. And I think it's slightly disrespectful for somebody with that type of resume to take that type of contract when, yeah, he's had an injury. And I have questions.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is my thing with Cam. Now, y'all know I'm a Cam fan. I'm a Carolina fan. I'm a Cam guy. Cam's thing was the worst storm. And what I mean by that is, A, he didn't have a lot of suitors because Cam wanted to be a starter. He let that be known. So a lot of teams kind of backed off because they didn't need a starter. Also, we know Cam is injury prone. He hadn't played a full season in a while. So Cam came at a time where, you know, it's kind of shaky. We got to see what he can do. That's why he has so many incentives in the contract. That's the only reason I don't have a problem with the Cam signing. He's at a place where he's going to get a chance to play, which there's only a few teams where he could get a chance to play right away. We know he's going to start in New England. We know that unless he gets hurt.
But it's not the signing, it's the money. Are you okay with, because at the end of the day, like I look at football players, I look at pro athletes, it's a lot like the stock market. And what is your value to this team and how much you should get paid? And sometimes you don't get paid as much as you should, and sometimes you get overpaid, right? Like just like a bad stock, sometimes you invest too much money into something that isn't gonna make you that much money. And I get it. However, Cam is worth more than the contract that he signed.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. And he's the only, like I said, yeah, the only reason I say that is in this microcosm, because I had a friend today telling me, how you gonna sign a former MVP? I'm like, I get it. He's a former MVP, but we're not paying him like an MVP. And they shouldn't pay him that way. They're gonna pay him for what he's worth. And if he chooses to sign, it's on him. Evidently, he betting on himself, which is good. I mean, if he outplays his contract, he's going to get paid next year. So I'm okay with the Cam thing. I'm not so okay with Jameis. There's no way you're going to tell me that there's 32 better quarterbacks than Jameis Winston right now. And he's not, and the difference in Brady and Cam is Brady's not missing any games. He played 16 games last year. He played 16 games the year before. So that's the difference. Well, was it last year when did he get suspended? Other than suspension, he's been playing. So that's the difference. And the two, Cam is injury prone right now. And I'm the biggest Cam fan. I want him to play 16 games this year, stay healthy, and get another 2-year deal for what he's worth at that point. But Jamie shouldn't be a backup.
I'm gonna take this worst storm because there's a couple ways this to go. Cam can far outproduce that contract because based on his just raw talent alone. So that means that this Boston franchise will have squeezed every single bit of juice left out of Cam for the bare minimum. That's number one. So that could happen. They win. The second thing that could happen is Cam, say for instance, is hurt or isn't as good as he used to be, and then he's terrible. What's going to happen then? The Boston media, the Boston fans will tear this man apart. And I don't want that brother to get criticized and ripped apart like that either.
But will they tear him apart?
Right.
Because it's like,
Whatever happens, he's going to get ripped apart for $1 million.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
true.
it really isn't like a lose or whatever, because it's just like for New England, they're kind of doing a soft rebuild anyway. Like it's not like they're trying to really.
But you got backers making $10 million, dog.
I get that, but this ain't like Peyton Manning going to the Broncos where we like, oh, this is where this gonna take us over the top. It's like this is an in between guy. We know Cam.
But New England's way, I gotta stop you right there because New England's way is no one man is bigger than the program. That's why they was able to let Brady go. That's why they didn't care about Randy Moss leaving. That's why they didn't care about That's why they didn't care about cutting my brother Adelius Thomas because he was late to practice and he spoke out about it. Yeah. So I got inside scoop. New England believes in the system above everything. It helps them in the end of the day because they actually fit players to fit that system and nobody else. It doesn't matter. And if you can't play in that system, it doesn't matter who you are. So for them, pay Cam what his resume dictates. You got backups in the quarterback making $10 million a year, and they backups. You think they bring a backup? No, they bringing Cam in to fill up them seats and to play football and hopefully be a part of a system and be a very
That's why because that's the value of Cam Newton. I'm here on overthecap.com and I'm looking at all of these quarterbacks. Matt Barkley is $4 million. Matt Barkley. RG3 is $4 million. RG3, bro. RG3. This man is the kick. He's the placeholder for the kicker, dog.
Right.
This RG3, dog. What is we talking about, bro? You mean to tell me you pay RG3 more money than Cam Newton right now today?
But don't even compare RG3 because it's another black man. It's less egregious than say what's my boy's name is going to Chicago making $8 million this year that took a pay cut. Foles is going to Chicago. Going to battle for the damn starting position with Trubisky. And
I can pick another quarterback because there's a whole bunch of them. Matt Schaub.
Black man because
Matt Schaub more than Cam Newton today.
It's like Shelton said, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. And Cam took that. Cam didn't have to take that contract, but he did. So what I'm saying is that with New England, it's a can't lose situation because if you do shitty, you only paid him $1 million. If you do great, that's even better because we only paid him $1 million. Now I'm not again. He is not their quarterback for the future.
Because this is part of the problem in America, right? Because I get what you're saying. You negotiate, you get what you negotiate. But nobody's offering this dude at least $2 or $3 million. They're offering him the bare minimum. So say for instance, I'm worth way more than that. You know what the media is gonna say? The same shit they've been saying about Cam. Well, he don't really want to play football. You need to better yourself. Come on, man.
He's actually betting on himself though, because if Cam meets incentives, he gonna make $7. He gonna make $7. If he stays healthy, Cam will make $7 and plays these games. He's gonna make $7 million.
But this is football. Like injuries are part of the game, especially when you're the quarterback and everybody want to hurt you. That's like the whole philosophy of football is to hurt the person with the ball.
Why do black men always have to bet on themselves?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, exactly. I like that point. Why do black men always got to bet on themselves? Because we live in America. Yeah. Until we leave here or figure out how to beat them, then we gonna be doing that our whole career here. But with Cam, I agree. You took what you accepted, but at the end of the day, like how did you even start at that number for him? And it's just to me again, I'm like, yeah, it's a win-win for the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots ain't got where they at without being smart what they doing. But for me, Cam just took a chance on himself that again, if he's smart about this, then he'll change his way of playing football. Like I'm not running for no more third downs. I'm not running. I'm not. Yo, you could take quarterback sneak out the playbook, homeboy. You know, you imagine I'm coming in day one. Okay, I'm making $1 million. Quarterback sneak is out. Third, I'm bootleg out. I'm dropping back. Just matter of fact, give me the same playbook that y'all gave that statue Tom Brady, and I'm about to execute that. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why Tom Brady play every game because Tom Brady stayed within that system. He didn't try to be Superman like most black people end up doing. We get out here and we try to do too much for massa. Yeah, no, fuck that. The contract right, then it's a win for him. You know what I'm saying? Go in there and just play football and stay in that pocket. Don't run. Hey, dog, keep it simple.
You think that Belichick is going to try to tone down Cam off the field as far as his wardrobe and some of the stuff he says?
Not now because of what's happening in the country. That'd be a story in itself. But the New England Patriots culture is a very anybody who played in it, they'll tell you it's kind of an oppressive kind of culture in a way that you understand it's a way here that you won't be able to get away with you won't be able to get away with certain things here as you will anywhere else. So Cam understands that he gonna have to understand that as far as and as far as just wardrobe and stuff, that's just wardrobe. I've never known Cam to be a disturbance off the field and unprofessional. So I think he'd be fine in that regards. But despite the fact he's just another black man in Boston, that's another issue too. Boston, that's one of the racist places in America. But it is what it is.
So who's a better record, Tampa or Patriots?
I think it's gonna end up being still a Patriots, man. You gotta remember the system is
Also, the same
football is a
thing.
team sport.
I do not believe in Tampa Bay. I'm sorry. I may be the only one, but I think they'll be happy to make the playoffs.
Football is still a team sport. Tom Brady is still a white boy. Cam Newton is still a black man. If I got to bet on anyone being better, I'm still taking Cam with one leg.
I'm with you, but I like my quarterbacks.
I think Tampa Bay.
I'm just telling you, dog. We're a lot better than we even know we are.
I think, B, to answer your question, man, I think the Bucks finished better. Only because I think Tampa Bay got more around Tom Brady than what Cam got in England. That's the only reason. It's a better.
Well, Cam ain't never had nobody around him, so he used to it, dog. He's living the black man existence in America, dog. So he's gonna find a way to thrive. All he gotta do is stay healthy.
That's pretty much it.
Like Cam done already eclipsed that apex, and he's on the way down. Obviously, Tom Brady been on the way down, and when you're on the way down, I just feel that you need more people around you to help you be great. And I'm just saying, I like the supporting cast in Tampa Bay more. Like you can come on now, come on, N'Keal Harry or Mike Evans.
It ain't about that.
Well, how is it not a?
It ain't.
This is ultimate sport.
It's about the NFC East versus the NFC South. That's what it's all about. There's better competition in the South than it is in the East. Point blank period. Cam just got to win. He just got to win his division. Point blank period. Can Tom Brady get past the Saints? Can he get past the Falcons? We don't know, and I highly doubt it's just the.
I agree with.
The Saints may be imploding as we speak. We're gonna see how that turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Look, all I know is what was the Buccaneers record last year?
7-9.
With 30 interceptions from Jameis Winston. With 30.
The receivers were running the wrong routes.
Well, I think Jameis' problem was the combination. He just didn't work as hard as he needed to down there, man. I think Jameis had a lazy streak or something, man. The way he played, it looked like he just didn't study enough.
He got his crab leg and he was good.
All I know is 30 interceptions, damn near 500. I'm not saying I think Jameis from he's in a better physical place, obviously, than Tom Brady is right now. But a mental place as a QB, Tom Brady is light years ahead of him.
Well, but that's what matters at QB. You know what I'm saying? I've been around a quarterback who had all the physical gifts that didn't put the head study in, because 30 interceptions is lack of study.
That's just too many. There's too many turnovers. So to me, just based off of that, because like Karon said, the Saints ain't what the Saints used to be. You know what I'm saying? They got Drew Brees, so they're still gonna compete. The Falcons, come on, bro. Like ever since the Super Bowl
to play for Drew Brees this year.
Huh?
You gotta remember, he got a lot of black offensive linemen, dog. He might not make it through the season if they playing right. First pass rusher I get, I'm like, yo, this shit goes on 2. Get his ass. His ass so he can go see his grandfather and talk about the fucking Civil War and this fucking flag.
The Falcons, I'm up in the air with the Falcons. Right, like, come on, man. They got a number of first-round picks across that entire offense. And I don't know what we're going to get. Ever since the Super Bowl, them guys have been on a decline. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens there. And then we got Teddy Bridgewater and
Let me ask you this question. You named all those quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take any of those quarterbacks? Would you take quarterback FC over those quarterbacks?
Hell no.
All right,
well, over Teddy Bridgewater, I would. I'll take 2 over Teddy.
Who?
Which one? Which one? You said 2?
I'll take 2 over Teddy.
I'm not.
Not yet.
Whoa. You gonna take 2 over Teddy? 2 ain't even played yet.
Not yet.
Hey, look.
Tell him. He don't know what the hell he talking about.
Okay, we're gonna see what happens in the matter.
Y'all straight up, quarterback is that's the second hardest thing to do in sports.
Yeah.
100%. I say it all the time. So what's the first?
What's first?
Hitting the curveball.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, facts. Okay, facts. I see that. I can argue that.
You're talking to a 1% athlete here, dog. I know all the hard. I know what it is.
Facts.
Yes.
Tell him.
I ain't gonna argue that.
Facts. I play baseball and hoops, so I know.
I don't know, man. Like, to me, Teddy Bridgewater is the definition of mediocre. He's like, who was the Redskins quarterback Campbell. What's his name?
Jason Campbell.
Jason
Jason Campbell.
That's what
You disrespecting Teddy
I'm
Bridgewater.
not disrespecting him.
Teddy Bridgewater, has he ever had a losing season?
I
Has
don't
he been
know.
healthy enough to have
I don't think so.
I'm just saying, Teddy's been to the playoffs. He was one kicker away from getting a playoff win.
I know why you think Teddy Bridgewater not that good. His stature does not say he's that good, but he's a player, dog. I watched him play a few times.
He's a Black Smith.
He is middle of the pack. He's middle of the pack. If you got a top 10 pick, you're not taking Teddy Bridgewater in the fantasy draft.
But you ain't taking Tua over Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, I bet you'll take Teddy Bridgewater. If you smart, you take Teddy Bridgewater this year because you really could see an uprising with Drew Brees there in New Orleans. If you really playing the stock market right, Drew Brees might not finish this season.
I feel you. But if you don't finish it, they're going to Taysom Hill. Teddy's in North Carolina now.
Oh, so Teddy's in North Carolina now?
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah, he's the Panthers quarterback.
Oh, well, shit. The Panthers are going to be all right then.
I'm telling you.
Panthers,
I tell everybody that.
Now, don't say that just for Celtics' sake. You think they're going
Nah,
to
Teddy can play, dog. I didn't watch I watched him play, dog. If I participated in these shenanigans like fantasy football, I would bet on Teddy Bridgewater.
I would tell. I'm telling you.
And I don't participate in the shenanigans.
I'm telling you. Teddy gonna play ball. Teddy's gonna be. He's upper middle class, is what he is. FIFA.
He's lower middle class. He's
Nah,
barely middle class. He's barely middle class.
Man, how many games did he win last year?
All of them. All of them.
All of them. Come
How
on,
many games you gonna win this year?
Teddy know everybody talking all this shit like you talking, man. Trust me, he hear all of it. He going hard, man.
How many he gonna win this year, Shelton and Karan? How many?
At least 9 and 7 this year.
Oh, shit.
At least.
I agree with Sheldon. Shit, I don't know that. I'm going with Sheldon. That's my boy. I don't pay attention enough to even give you a prediction. But I know Teddy Bridgewater is a gamer. He plays football.
Yes.
Look, I didn't say he was a bum now.
McCaffrey gonna win 4. If McCaffrey stay healthy, he's gonna win 4 games by himself. Teddy can get you 5.
Okay, so you're basically saying they're gonna be better than 500.
Oh yes, I think 9 and 7. I really do.
I think they're gonna be under 500. I think they're gonna be in the NFC South.
They got a lot to prove this year, and the people see.
But you know what? You gotta have talent to prove it. And they ain't got that much talent.
Oh, they got talent all over the field. The only place we're lacking is corner.
Okay.
Opposite of Jackson, we're missing one corner, but we strong everywhere else.
And
I definitely think they're gonna be the worst team in the division.
They're in a fortuitous division. Right now, the South, NFC South has a lot of turmoil going on.
Yes.
Moving there to Tampa. That's a lot of unknowns. This new Drew Brees off-season controversy. That's a lot of unknowns. People don't really understand how that affects the locker room. Locker rooms affect the field. That's everything. You got Teddy Bridgewater coming to Carolina trying to prove something, man. Anytime you see the man on a mission, it's a different kind of man.
Yes.
You know what? Who else in the South, man?
The Falcons with we don't know what Gurley gonna do.
The Falcons been tricked off ever since they abandoned Michael Vick, man. They gonna get whatever they get, and they ain't gonna damn get right.
You played with Michael Vick, didn't you?
Absolutely, I played with Mike.
So in practice, what was it like going against Michael Vick in practice from a person who saw it firsthand?
Well, that was the guy I was telling you about who had the physical gifts that didn't put the homework in, dog. You know what I'm saying? But he was so far and above and beyond the grade. Michael, let's be clear, Michael Vick changed football.
Mm-hmm.
He made everybody's position go down a position. Linebackers that were linebackers became safeties. D tackles were 300-pound D tackles don't exist anymore. Defensive ends that were 290, they are D tackles now. Defensive ends are 250, 260. Michael Vick did that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if Mike would have had the same kind of, you know, attention to detail early in his career that he did later in his career when he had everything under his belt as far as athleticism, man, Sky would have been, man, we probably would have won every damn Super Bowl we play. Every year we would have won if he didn't get hurt. I mean, Mike was that special, man. He
could have been Pat Mahomes before Pat Mahomes.
I mean, he did sometime, dog, where coach would be like, yo, let's just move the drill. It's over. Like I remember one time he rolled out to his left, pulled up through that boy back across his body about 70 yards on a rope to Peerless Price, dog. It was the most. It was like that Powerade commercial at the time. Y'all remember that Powerade commercial?
Yeah, with him and T.O.
Yeah.
The shit looked just like that. We was like, hey, Darren Reeves was like, we moving the drill. It's over. Next drill, 9-on-7. It's over.
That's crazy. And I always say that I've only seen like 3 game changers that I've ever seen in my life. To what I mean by that is that team that you were on, you know, I worked at Lenox Mall at the time, so I would see a lot of the players. Y'all had a whole nother level of swag and just mental. You could just see the confidence of everybody because of that man.
That was the
That
Michael
dude-
flag, dog. That was, hey, we would be in the game, be down like 3 touchdowns. You'd be like, number 7 good. We in this shit.
Yeah. It was just a whole nother attitude, and you could just feel it. It was just different. Same thing with the Panthers. That year, Carolina went 15-1.
Oh yeah, he was. You saw it on his. You saw everything. He had the magic. It was a wrap. Like when Mike was late, we was like, well, they got our playoff money.
That's it. And then you saw it this year with Mahomes. Those are the 3 times you saw, you know, just teams elevate themselves to a whole nother level. So that's.
So Shelton, you say because of just the quarterback or just players in general? Because
Just the quarterback and the abilities and the leadership of that quarterback elevated everybody on the team, the whole team.
Because I thought you was just talking about players in general. Because to me, one of the players I saw do that in my lifetime was Deion Sanders. Anywhere he went, everybody more swag. Defense, we about to win. We about to win the championship.
That's it.
Cornerback. So
yeah, that's absolutely correct. I forgot about Deion. I'm sorry about that, Deion.
Yeah, but that's the reason why he's the best corner to ever do it. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not even good. Let me ask you this, Karon, because I feel like sometimes I'm on an island when it comes to Deion. I think he's the best defender that ever played the game, even over Lawrence Taylor for me. Because here's
the thing, you can't. Well, this is what people can't do. You can't put it all into a whole encompassing position because it ain't how football is played. Mm-hmm. And a cornerback, he was probably one of the most. Now. Here's the thing. He's going to go down as one of the most dominant football players ever played the game from his position. Hands down, he's the number 1 cover corner ever to play the game. Changed the game, changed the whole perspective of how you can, lock down one side of the field. You can, but you can't say he's one of the most dominant defensive players in the game when he wasn't a physical player. Football is a physical game at the end of the day. So the guys, you weren't afraid to play against Prime, so because you might die. You was just afraid because you might get embarrassed. It was guys who played this game, dog, that you weren't scared to play because you might die. Now, those are the guys I would put on the list a little bit of further ahead as the most dominant as far as that goes, because domination to me means when you, as a man, you start questioning yourself to say, yo, do I really want to do this right now? It's guys who played the game that you had to question yourself. Prime was just one of those guys like, God dang, I just can't get embarrassed tonight, but he's probably going to do it. Prime would do stuff like tell the receiver where Bobby's about to run before he did it and then intercept it, wink at the quarterback as he was running past him type shit. You know what I'm saying? So he brought the color and the personalities of the game. He changed it in that aspect as well. Not to mention again, he redefined the corner position because he's one of the first. Remember, he was one of the first corners that had size on him too. He was like 6'1", he's 6'1", he can move. Like he's the fastest player on the planet for a long time.
Who was one of the most dominant defenders you played with? Or not even defender, who's a couple of dominant players you played with or against? Like who you talking about that people fear?
Randy Moss. Randy Moss, man. Anytime you let Randy Moss touch the ball, it could be 6. You know what I'm saying? I saw Randy Moss catch a slant and he took 3 steps and he was 40 yards down the field, dog. I didn't know. I blinked and I was like, what just happened? That was a slant. That's a 12-yard gain every day of the week until Randy Moss catches it. Now it's 40. What just happened? Who breaks the game open on a slant? Randy Moss. Who else I would say? Jamal Lewis, man, before he got hurt, man, before he got that concussion, man, like he was a dominant running back, man. He was the kind of running back that in the fourth quarter, you ain't want to hit him no more. Like I hit Jamal Lewis one time in the first quarter in the thigh, and I thought I broke my neck, dog. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. If he run that play again, I'm gonna miss that joint. I had made a decision in that moment that if they ran that play again, it was a touchdown on my part. I was good. I'm not doing that anymore. Or I got to try to win and tackle this fool safer. I thought I was gonna hurt him when I put my helmet on his thigh. I put my helmet on that part of your thigh, but they teach you if you hit it right there, they probably not getting up. Man, I thought it was over. Man, I was sitting out there wondering if I was concussed or not. I was like, man, my it's tingling. I got back to the huddle. It's like, man, good hit, Rook. I'm like, good hit, Rook, my ass. I won't be hitting his ass. I'm gonna find a way to get him down.
So what about now, like players that you haven't played against, but you watch, that you just like, damn, I'm either gonna get embarrassed or I'm gonna get hurt, like Jamal Lewis.
The only guy, like, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't really watch football like that anymore. I kind of keep abreast of it just by watching, you know, sports shows and just trying to stay involved in that way so I could have conversations like this with my brothers. But really, the only real guy I've seen now that I would be afraid to just get out on the field with is that Lamar Jackson, bro. As a man, you know, outside linebacker that I played, you know, as a pass rusher. You know, Lamar Jackson's special, man. He's a different breed. He's like Michael Vick 2.0 to me.
Yeah.
People be like, is he better than Vick? I'm like, man, I think so.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, do you think that is he harder to tackle than Michael Vick?
I think it's hard. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's hard to tackle Michael Vick because I think he prepares a little bit more in the film room, which helps him be able to see the play before it happens a little faster. And then, you know, Mike was one of those athletes that he was just a freak, dog. He didn't do a lot of extra shit to keep his body in his prime position like you see LeBron doing these days, like you saw, you know, Jordan and Kobe, those guys. If Mike would have just really been really all the way dialed in, dog, he could have been one of the greatest players to ever do it without even a discussion. You know, Mike was really out there tying his shoes up and just showing up and just killing everybody. That's how good he was, dog. I tell people all the time, I'm like, when I tell people that, I was like, I'm not saying that to knock him. I'm saying that to show you just how fucking good he was. And being a truth teller, if he would have just really invested himself like, you know, he could have, and now been out there dealing with dog fights and all that stupid shit, he would have been the motherfucking greatest quarterback probably of all times.
Were they trying? Was it a lot of people trying to get him to do that kind of stuff, and he just wouldn't? What is your thinking behind why it didn't happen? Like,
well, I just think you know, as anybody, you're gonna be as good as your surroundings, man, and the people you keep around you. I mean, I think, you know, a lot of that was just his environment that he couldn't escape from being influenced by some of the folks that he had around him, man. And, you know, Mike is a loyal guy. Like most of us are. You know, we don't want to be the guy who makes it and leaves our friends behind. We don't want to be the guy who makes it and don't want to think they forgets the hood and that type of thing. But really, you have to be able to compartmentalize that and be able to say, look, man, I'm about to leave the hood. I'm about to leave y'all for these next 10, 12 years while I'm playing this football. When I got to do this, be focused. And, you know, we'll stay at arm's length. But at the end of the day, the way y'all living, I can't really be focused on that right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if Mike would have been doing it how he should have been doing it, he wouldn't have had no time to be doing all that extracurricular stuff.
right.
I think Mike will tell you that too now, even to this day. You know, I talked to Mike not too long ago, man. He'll tell you that. You know, there's just some things, you know, you live and you learn, you know. But he you know, he got that second run in Philly, and you know, he kind of put a good ending on the story after he left. And I was proud of him, and I was happy for him, and he was able to get back and take care of his family. So at the end of the day, man, it worked out, you know. And that's just another testament to his greatness, bro. Like not many men could have did what he did, man. He came out of jail, and not to mention they put him in jail faster than put these cops that shot Breonna Taylor in jail. They put him in jail faster than they put the cops that killed George Floyd in jail. They put him in jail so goddamn fast. I ain't never seen nobody get put in jail that fast for some stupid shit. Like he got basically indicted in about 3 months. He was already in prison, dog. Like I ain't never seen no rush to justice that fast in America ever in my life. Some dogs allegedly. They didn't have him on tape. They just had some 3-time criminals saying he did it too. And he got, I don't even know who his lawyer, that was such a travesty, dog. Y'all got me in a whole nother soapbox, man. I don't even, God, dog. I was like, man, how'd that happen? But it happened because we live in America, dog. That's how that happened. These kids.
Yeah, that shit outraged me.
That's like you said, that's just crazy, man. It just doesn't make sense.
You know where in the hell you take that whole man's livelihood behind no damn alleged dog fighting, dog? And that's some shit that we didn't even invent or create, man. White folks is the ones who created that stupid shit, man. Like they was fighting humans back in the Roman times. Like these motherfuckers are savages, man. We just again trying to assimilate and be down. They fighting dogs, we gonna fight dogs. That look kind of cool. No, we got to get better, man. We just got to work on ourselves, man.
Yes, sir.
It also show you that white folks care about animals more than they care about us.
That's it.
Right. But they used to fight us and animals. They fought the dogs. They fought us. They fought. I mean, they don't care about themselves. So they don't care about nothing else, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that in Django. That movie y'all love watching.
Man, all these slave movies y'all we done seen, dog. You think that all them harsh that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg, dog. They used to do shit like burn slaves in hot sugar cane if they was getting out of order. Like they would literally have a vat of sugar cane boiling, and they would drop a disorderly slave in the sugar cane and burn them alive, dog, to tell the other slaves to get in line, dog. Their cruelty it's a reason why we paralyzed right now. It's a reason why they killing us and we still talking about walking down the street holding a sign and not busting caps. It's a reason, dog. We scared to our genetic core.
That's true.
That's shit.
Hey,
That's facts.
You started this episode talking about the NBA, and as far as like they need to just end it and just have the Lakers and the Clippers. I want to get your thoughts on the NBA. Who you got?
Well, Anthony Davis healthy, LeBron healthy. I got to go with them two.
Even with Avery Bradley not coming back?
Yeah, I got it.
Avery Bradley is a role player, and Avery Bradley's only pay dividends in a full season, long season. You know what I'm saying? You know, his play comes in play in a playoff situation after an 80-game season, and you need those pit bulls. But now this gonna come down to talent on talent, bro. With this short little season, these dudes play these little minor games and they sleep, bro. This about to come down to who can play basketball better than who, period.
You don't think Milwaukee got a chance?
Milwaukee got a chance, but again, like I said, you got to remember, man. Milwaukee got the Greek Freak. He's a monster, but I think he's about a year away from totally ascending to that next level as far as understanding exactly how good he is, man. Like there's a moment in every athlete's life where they don't question anything anymore. Giannis is still, when I see him shoot that jumper, I still see a little bit of question. You know what I'm saying? Even if he make or miss it, you know what I'm saying? You can just tell. You know, when you see an athlete arrive at that point, he's about a year away. I think this year is going to basically sharpen him for the next few years run, because this is LeBron's last hurrah. LeBron is about to fall off the cliff physically. I'm telling you right now. I've been that age, and I remember I used to be at a 360 dunk off the vertical, and I swear to God, 6 months later, that shit went away.
I thought LeBron was gonna fall off physically. What'd you say?
I said it happens fast.
Yeah, I thought LeBron was gonna fall off physically after last year, and then he was doing this year. I was like, dude.
Well, you know what it was? That injury saved him. That blown groin, and then them not making the playoffs. That was the best thing could have happened to LeBron. And low key, this COVID was the second best thing that happened to LeBron too, because at the pace and the rate he was playing at, he's about to blow another tire. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, when you get to that, that's what happened to me in my career, bro. I went from never ever being hurt. I blew my groin out off the bone, just like LeBron did. Came back from that and had a good little run for about 2-3 years later. But after that, shit started dropping off tremendously after that blown groin. LeBron blew that groin and he got that rest and he had all the money. You know, he had way more medical shit than I had, but he got back. But I'm telling you, the way he was pushing it, the way he's playing, this little break saved his ass because I just kept seeing. I'm like, man, LeBron, you out here doing too much, man. You better pull back. This shit, hey, save it. And his ass was going, but now the universe saved him from himself. And now he about to be this last little nut that he got. He about to blow it on everybody. He's about to
So you think between Clippers and LA, whoever wins between that series is gonna win championship?
Absolutely. I mean, Kawhi, man, you can't. Kawhi is very silent and very, but he's a damn good basketball player, man. And you watch him and you watch Paul George. Paul George was coming to his own when this thing finally hit. And you know, again, the rest is only going to do certain players good. Like Paul George and Kawhi, those guys were already kind of little, you know, they was already managing minutes on Kawhi because he was still trying to stay healthy from the season because it's just what it is. But this break, man, I'm about to tell you, we're about to see probably the best basketball that we've seen in a long time, dog. Like this about to be, you about to see a bunch of alpha males coming out the gate trying to get it.
You think so?
Yeah, dog. Come on, man. The world has changed, man. These motherfuckers has been sitting on their ass for 3 or 4 months, man. You don't understand. You can't keep that kind of energy pent up like that, dog. These motherfuckers about to let loose, man. I'm telling you.
How long do you think it'll take them to get in game shape and ready to play for real?
Are they gonna do like about a month of playing before they play the championship, the playoffs, or 2 weeks or some shit?
8 or 10 games.
Yeah, like 8 to 10 games. They're gonna play like 8 to 10 games.
Oh, that's all they need. These thoroughbreds, baby. We all they need is 8 to 10. 8 to 10 is perfect. That's perfect. They're gonna be in shape in 4. They're gonna be in shape in 4. They're gonna spend the next 4 getting chemistry. Then the next 2 gonna be fine tuning, and then it's gonna be let's shoot this motherfucker up.
That's why I say, man.
Who got the MVP? Anybody you think you got win MVP?
I think LeBron's been on a mission since day one, and I think this is all this done is resolved.
Over Giannis?
Again, Giannis nuts ain't fully dropped yet. There's some levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. Giannis is coming. His time is coming. Trust me, he gonna have a run and he gonna have it. But everything, that's why I love sports, man. Nothing comes to you before it's supposed to come to you in sports, dog. Just like in acting and just like those industries. You can damn out posture and out politic other places in life, but when it comes to sports and acting and shit, where it just come down to how good you are and how long you've been focused and consistent, that's why it pays off, dog. LeBron about to finish this thing off how he's supposed to if everybody stay healthy, man. That barn injury, I think it's gonna be the Lakers.
Man, watch my Sixers. I keep saying that to y'all. These Sixers can sneak up on you. I've been watching Ben. Ben is in tremendous shape right now.
But Ben has always been in tremendous shape, but Ben's outside jump shot is as bad as my 5-year-old daughter's. I swear to God. Now, here's the deal. This COVID has done the same thing to everybody in the world. It stopped everything, right? And whoever you stopped at when this stopped was basically a pit stop. Now, depending on how good your pit crew is or how good your motivation is depending on how you come out that pit. You're going to come out better or worse. Now, I want to see if Ben Wallace been putting up, because if Ben Simmons been putting up the shots, because if he's been putting up 1,000 shots a day in quarantine, then we might see a different Ben Simmons.
I'm telling you, he has.
But if he hasn't put up 1,000 shots.
Yeah, that too. They've been saying he's been working on his jump shot and all that shit. He even came out preseason with shooting a 3 and everybody busting nut in the crowd. Man, hell no. They done. They it's a wrap on the Sixers. Until they get a new coach or some type of new culture there, or they gonna have to trade either Simmons or Embiid. Ain't nothing going down in Philly right now.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that, man. Philly not quite there yet as far as just the leadership part. Like I said, Ben Simmons has all the talent in the world going to the rim. He's a great playmaker, but when you get in the playoffs, man, it come down to game planning and scheming, bro. Like they're gonna force Ben Simmons to shoot the jump shot. And unless he's putting in the 10,000 hours, then he won't be able to shoot that jump shot confidently, man. And it's going to be, I tell people all the time, playing without a crowd is going to be a whole lot harder than you think.
Yes, it will.
It's going to actually be a lot harder doing that than it is with a crowd. Because now it's just you, the crowd, and the guys on the court with you. So it's like, yo, we're going to see what you got, dog. It's going to be so much more. It's going to be a whole different level, man. It's going to be different. And if
You
you have
know what sneaks out the East, and it's definitely going to yes or whoever, it's going to be Boston, man. I think Boston got enough young horses. They got enough shooting, enough leadership, enough X's and O's that they can make it out the East. I think they do. I'm not picking them to make it out the East. I think they're the one team that you don't want to play if you're in the East.
Nah, not with that young boy Jason Tatum. That little killer right there, he is ready. And so is the other young killer they got on that team. I agree with you with Boston. Boston is a dangerous team 8 days out of the week because they don't mind playing defense either, man. You know what I'm saying? We got Smart out there picking up the dirty work and doing his thing. And Brad, the coach is Brad Stevens, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a good coach, man. I think he knows how to talk. I think he knows how to deal with the players, which helps in this game.
He come from college, so he got to.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I agree with the Boston theory. I get that. Boston they're the most stacked roster. They're prepared for the long haul. But like I said, I think Philly's gonna get this asterisk championship, and that's gonna be that.
And I love watching Boston play because I look at Boston like that little, that team in high school coming up, the little young bucks that just didn't have no fear, man. They don't have no fear, dog. They just go out there and go. And really, Boston winning comes down to they just hitting shots because they coming at you. They gonna come at you hard.
Before everything got shut down, Jason Tatum was eating like for 10 games. He was averaging damn near 30 and 7 or something like that.
No, he didn't send it. He had figured it out. You know what I'm saying? You saw him start figuring it out last year in the playoffs. You remember how he started clicking? You know what I'm saying? He took that and kept building. You can see the players who work at their game, dog. I don't care what nobody say. You can see every year who works at their game. Like Giannis. He has worked at his game every year since he's been in the league, dog. He has gotten exponentially better every year. You know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum, exponentially better every year. Another player who's gotten exponentially better. Lou Williams. I mean, guys like that, they get better every year you watch them. Oladipo work ethic is stupid. You know what I'm saying? His work ethic is stupid. Oladipo. What's my man name that plays for the is he with Boston now? The guy was with the Bobcats. He's
Kemba.
And Boston nasty, dog.
You know what? One of the
He
best
gave him
things
that edge that Kyrie was missing, dog. Because Kyrie a little bit too cerebral for me, man. He gets out there and start overthinking and shit. Ain't he emotional and he needs a really strong alpha male with him to keep him in place. That's why I don't think Brooklyn going nowhere because Durant is the most talented basketball player on the planet as far as just making shots. But he don't have that man in him to control another man to get him to do what he need him to do. Like they just gonna be two great players playing on the court together. Nobody's going to take the reins and just be the man. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie think he's the man, but Kyrie should have learned from like that decision for Kyrie to talk about he want to go somewhere and be the number one. That just let me know he ain't got bad people around him. I'm like, Kyrie, you ain't even been healthy enough to say you're going to be number one nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have set your butt right in that LeBron pocket and got you another chance at a ship and then went from there. You know what I'm saying? That was the advice Kyrie should have been listening to.
Yeah, I agree. I want to go back a little bit to Oladipo. I feel the best thing that ever happened to Oladipo was going to OKC and playing with Russell Westbrook because I don't think he would have jumped that good player to all-star, almost superstar type player. He didn't watch Russell Westbrook every single day. I think that was the change in Oladipo's game.
And that was the season he had a triple-double too. Westbrook when he was with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too, man. You iron sharpens iron. So yeah, I agree with you on that because more importantly, watching him play every day was him actually going against him every day. What really got Oladipo to that next level because really at that time physically. You remember how Oladipo is so athletic. Remember how athletic he's still athletic as hell. I mean, physically, him and Westbrook are very much alike as far as their explosion and how they are quickly go from 0 to 100 in their game. They got that great change of speed game where they go from and then boom, like what? I mean, their explosion is off the charts. You know what I'm saying? That's why both of them are so tremendous at finishing at the rim because they're at the rim before you decide to get in your stance.
Mm-hmm.
I got one thing about you were preaching on the soapbox earlier. What do you think about the NBA players coming out lately criticizing like the police? I don't know if you saw about the John Morant tweet where he had a picture with his last name taken out and put fuck, and then his number is 12, so they would say fuck 12. What do you think about NBA players being more vocal these days?
You got your mute button up.
I think it's great, bro. At this time in life, man, where we have, if you have a platform and you have a chance to express something in a productive and positive way to further your culture and your people, I think it's important. You got John Morant and those guys. That's the young generation. That's really the youngest generation in the league right now. And, the young folks, everybody's saying they're leading the way as far as being activists and being socially aware of what's going on. So, some of the things, I would say, I would hope they would learn how to do it in a real, smoother way. But at the end of the day, bro, that's his truth. If that's his truth, white men in this country have been able to speak their truth for their whole time, man. So yeah, speak your truth, King. That's what you feel. That's what you feel. Tell them to cut you then. If they don't like what you're saying, tell them to cut you. And they ain't gonna cut him. Not till he can't run and jump no more.
That's all I really got, for real. I mean, did you want to talk about Bubba Wallace and all that?
I do want to provide an update with Bubba Wallace. Because, we had comments, of course, people definitely calling us out or trying to call us out.
For what?
Well, because it turned out to be there since 2019. Here's the thing.
Oh, that's Houston.
Regardless of whether it was there in 2019 or just placed there, the fact of the matter that it was a fucking goddamn news. Fucking NASCAR. And one guy, you can call it a fucking bowline knot or whatever you want to call it. But bowline knot is also the same thing as a fucking news. So don't try to get slick with the goddamn words and be in this cold little language you guys speaking about. So, but at the end of the day, on the program that day, I asked, I said, how do we know it's actually a news and not a roll? I asked that. We didn't take it as fact. We only took it as reported. But they came out and they said that it wasn't placed there in 2020. It was there in 2019 and nobody saw it. But it is what it is. NASCAR. And the other thing is that it was the only one that was like that out of all of the other garages that were there. So somebody in 2019 put a rope there. NASCAR is predominantly white, or 99.9999999% white, and they did a news, and that's it. So 2019, 2020, you understand why we would see it in 2020 and not 2019, because they were not in tune to the racial issues that were going on in the world as they are now. So that's all I want to say, and that's it. So we just wanted to give an update on that because that's what was our lead story last week. And that's where we are. So yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Hey, quick question. Christopher Simmons said, what are y'all thoughts on the Black Lives Matter phrases on the back of the jerseys for the NBA playoffs?
YouTube?
Yeah, it was in the chat.
I don't mind it at all because I think, I don't know who said it here. I just see it on TV as far as the sports talk shows. They always say this is the time for you to utilize your platform. And I think it was more of a response to like when Kyrie was talking about not playing and starting to own the league. They were also saying the opposite was saying, well, you got a million fans or millions of people going to be watching this, maybe even now more than ever because of the pandemic. And this is the first sport to come back in America, that you can utilize that platform to say whatever you want, especially during these days. They listen to black folks, at least quote unquote, apparently. So I don't mind it at all. I mean, it's not like it's the first time we ever seen LeBron wore the I Can't Breathe shirts. and they've done other things like that. So I don't mind it at all.
Here's the one thing that I got. You have Black Lives Matter on jerseys worn by Black players playing a sport for your entertainment that's predominantly white, covered by white media, and owned by white owners. Of course, Black Lives will matter to them because they make a lot of money for them motherfuckers and all sorts of entertainment for them.
Key point.
So I mean, shit, like we get it. We understand. That shit ain't gonna be shit for anybody putting the shit on the fucking jersey. You know, let's yeah, with hockey or fucking NASCAR. They used to ride around with that shit on their fucking hood and shit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this is all great. We love it. You have plenty of time to do it now. But fuck it, man. All these motherfucking owners and people got all this fucking money and shit like this and these influence and they can throw their weight around. Get some fucking shit done. Don't fucking put a patch on the goddamn jersey so your Negroes can run up and down the court and dunk and shoot the ball for you. That's all I'm saying.
My man.
Everybody talk about utilize your platform. Utilizing the platform. I have zero issue with it. You know what I'm saying? Like why should I have an issue with it? Like I think it's the right thing to do. I think that if you feel a certain type of way, you should voice your opinion in every single format that you can possibly do. Whether that's social media, whether that's graphics on your t-shirt, on your jersey, on your shoes, whatever it is, like you have the right to do that. And I like the fact that the NBA, the actual organization, is behind it. It shows that they are progressive. It shows that they are more in tune with what their players are in tune with than what the NFL is, right? Like to me, at the end of the day, the majority of these pro sports that we consume here in America are primarily Black. So how in the hell can we not utilize that platform to highlight Black issues? That just makes no sense to me. So it makes perfect sense for them to do what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm in agreement, man. I mean, I would like to see if our counterparts, like I mentioned earlier, hockey, if they had something like that, I think that would be a big deal because we know hockey is a predominantly white sport. So, I mean, it's good that the players doing it, but like Ken said, we know Black Lives Matter there because that's what, 85% Black, and we already know the audience for that. So, yeah, I think it would be much of a bigger statement if it was in a predominantly Black sport. I think I would be more wild about that than seeing the NBA doing something like that. Because to be honest with you, I expect the NBA to have stuff like that because we've seen it before. So that's like nothing cliche or nothing new. But if I saw something like in hockey or golf or something, like I would be like, I think that's a bigger statement.
But how scary do you think that would be though? Like if we saw hockey do it,
that would be crazy.
So, but they would do it. But do they feel that though?
It depends on how it comes off.
To do it, you would have. I don't think you have to do it. It's just like NASCAR removing the Confederate flag. That was some huge ass shit.
But I think for me, and maybe I'm just being cynical, but I think a lot of people are doing things for PR. And
you don't feel like this is
what the NBA?
Them basically branding their Negroes.
No. In the NBA, I don't feel like that. In the NBA, I don't feel like that. I feel like the Black people in the NFL, I don't feel like that. But when you look at some of these white NFL people, right, like Drew Brees moonwalking, to me, a lot of that was because he got called out. And a lot of these white people truly feel that Black Lives Matter. And I think that if a whole organization like the NHL did it, I think it's less than 50% of those people that really felt Black lives truly matter. So to me, again, maybe I'm just being cynical, but I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe it's sincere.
That's true.
I think it makes a great statement. I think it's something that will be sensationalized. I think it's very polarizing. But how sincere is that though? Because none of them has spoken out. How many great white quarterbacks have said something? How many great white NBA players have said something? We heard Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki, one of the greatest All fours that ever played the game. We didn't hear Dirk say, and he married to a black woman.
Yeah.
But come on now. But what I'm saying is, how many white people in pro sports are coming out saying that? So if you wear the attire and you're doing this shit, I don't know the sincerity of that. I really don't. So I don't buy it. I don't give a damn if a predominantly white sport says Black Lives Matter and they out here with the jerseys and shit and like that. Man, you fucking pandering, bro.
And you don't think this is?
Nah, not to me. Not to, LeBron is not. Kyrie is
It's not the players. It's the owners and are the ones that, and Adam Silver are the ones that are authorizing the stuff who happen to be white.
But do you not feel all of the sports, the major sports leagues in America, the NBA is more progressive than all of them? And I'm not saying that
In some areas, yes.
And I'm not saying that all of the owners are pro Black Lives Matter and out there.
Right.
But they're more than the NFL to me.
Let's not forget Donald Sterling. And look how many low-key owners is probably in NBA that's just like Donald Sterling.
They just
haven't got
You got 30-some owners. How many do you ever hear from? Mark Cuban?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other one?
Just like on any
Just owners that talk in the NBA. You said that they care. How many do we actually hear from?
No,
the guys on the Rockets.
don't twist my words.
No. That's what you said.
I said more than NFL. I didn't say that they all care. I did not. Those words are not.
I'm gonna say that they don't care, but they care about their business, and this will not directly impact them in a negative way. They're gonna do it. You got Mark Cuban who talks a lot, and then the Rockets owners that we hear from.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
But I heard from the Hawks.
So let me ask you this, okay? The whole Colin Kaepernick situation about kneeling, the NBA players took a stand, and where the NFL owners felt that they were going to lose.
What type of stand did the NBA players take? They didn't fucking kneel. And in the NFL, we know only 11 motherfucking black players knelt with that motherfucker that year. So they left that motherfucker by himself.
But okay, I'll give you that. However, have the players in the NBA not spoken out every single time that there was an incident? The majority.
I'm responding to you talking about the owners caring about black issues.
I think,
and I haven't heard from any of them motherfuckers.
100%. And
all right, so this is a business move to cater to their black entertainment, their owners.
But at the same time, they haven't come out and said that all of this stuff is. They haven't twisted the narrative.
Neither did the NFL owners haven't came out and spoken against it either.
So there was an NFL owners talking about that.
Right now in this day and age, not a couple of years.
Of course.
That's what we talking about.
But of course now, NFL owners, they know to shut the fuck up.
None of them do. Period. Mark Cuban was on TV every day talking about COVID-19. When George Floyd got killed, I ain't seen not a motherfucking search of Mark Cuban on TV talking about a goddamn thing because he don't want to be asked other questions. So none of these motherfuckers want us to really win, dog. It's not ingrained in their blood, man. Did y'all remember I told y'all about genetic fear? They got genetic in their mind. They got some kind of fake genetic superiority in their mind that they didn't worked up because they didn't convince our butts that we aren't gods. You know what I'm saying? How do you kill a god? You make him forget he was a god by taking his history and taking everything he ever knew. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they done did, man. They don't care about us, man. They winning, dog. They the biggest pimps in the game, man. Like if you got your hoes on the stroll, you ain't about to disrupt that. You want to wear pink earrings tonight? Wear your pink earrings, baby. Just bring me that bag.
Exactly. They're trying to it's getting to the point where they're trying to pacify black people. This is a form of control.
Malcolm X said it, dog. They will give us small victories along the way to keep control. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're gonna let us tear down some statues. They're gonna give us BLM on our jerseys. They're gonna let us do whatever demonstration we want at the half, whatever they want. At this point, they understand it. Like, well, okay, let's let them calm down. We'll do it for 6 months and we'll stop.
We just talked about that on Is the Mic Still On. And the thing about it is that this is when stuff like this happens, if you look at it historically, the people that are in control, the white people that are in control that believes in white supremacy like that, historically in America, has always been afraid of uprising by black people.
Call them what they are. They're not supreme in no way, shape, fashion, or form. Every time we say white supremacy, our spirit hears that and our spirit responds without us even responding for it. So stop calling it supremacy. It was white terrorism. White terrorism has been here since day one, since the criminals, Christopher Columbus and his thieving ass scoundrel shitmates found and ran into America and killed the indigenous people here, which included black people too, because we've been all over the world since day one. So let's be clear of that too. So it's just a lot, man. Like why are we? I guess I get frustrated. We keep discussing the same irrational things when we know what the options are. These motherfuckers understand one thing, dog. They understand killing and destruction. Until we are willing to either meet them there or take our ball and go home, we must just go ahead, buy some tickets to the games, and just keep on pedaling along the way and keep hoping and praying and singing Kumbaya and waiting for a hug. Until then, we can stop all the uproar. I mean, that's what we got to change the conversation, fellas. We got to figure out how to initiate ourselves as people and move forward in the proper direction. And it starts. I think the athletes are the ones who can drive it, man. You know, all of us, we sitting there like all these NBA players. Yeah, don't show up to these games. Then we'll see Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Well, anyway, way to go, Nick.
Hey,
Greatest.
Honestly, I love the conversation, bro. I appreciate everything you've been saying, bro. I just been sitting back listening to you because you just been spitting the gospel tonight. So I appreciate you coming on and giving us your time.
And I appreciate y'all too, man. Y'all keep doing everything y'all doing, man. And we gonna meet up on the other side of this thing. I promise you, man. Sheldon, man. Thank you for bringing me in and getting me with these good folks, man. You guys recharge me, man. Thank you so much, man. You know, we all need recharging. So thank you for y'all energy.
Well, thank you. Appreciate you.
Listen, hey, and let me ask you one more sports question. As a player, what was the biggest tell me about the transition from college to the pros. How big of a difference was that when you left college to being a pro player? Talk about that just for a second before you. All right,
that's a good story. I got stories for days, man. So I'm gonna take you back from high school to college. So when I got to high school and went to college, I went to Southern Methodist University out of high school. Eric Dixon, those guys, they all went there. Anyway, so the first week back then, it would be the first week you would practice against the guys you basically came from high school with. So I was basically practicing with guys I would have played with that previous season in high school. So I was still I'm still killing motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, this is about to be easy. Man, they brought that varsity in that next week. Man, it got ugly. I remember the first play of team drills and the varsity was on the field and the shit happened so fast, I didn't even know where the ball was at. I was like, where's the ball? And they was like, yeah, freshman, you'll catch up. And so that's what the NFL to college is. It's another leap of speed, dog. That's really what it is. Like you go from being like when I left college, I was one. There's probably 10 guys that could probably play pro on my team, you know, at some level. You get to the league and everybody on that team is those 10 guys. So it's 53 guys that were those 10 guys on every team in the top Division I team, and then everybody in between as well. So I remember my first mini camp with the Chicago Bears. They drafted us. We had that first mini camp, and it was we was watching 907 or something. It was drill, and I was a rookie, so I'm on the sideline. I'm sitting on my knee with the helmet, and this was after Brian Urlacher's first year. His rookie, he'd already won Rookie of the Year. You know, everybody heard about Brian Urlacher. 4'4" linebacker, come out to play strong safety in college. Woo 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 woo. Man, this motherfucker ran past me in practice. Like he ran past the sideline and it felt like a car went by me. The whole, you're on the side of the road and the cars go by and the car shake because of the other cars. Yeah. That's what the shit happened, right? I looked around at my boys, all my other rookies, we was all together. I was like, hey man, did y'all just feel that shit, man? Does that happen when I run past y'all? Like, that happened? Like, no, that shit. I was like, oh, okay, this white boy special. I see what's happening. Okay, I see it. He deserves it. That shit was crazy. So That's the difference, dog. Everybody you on the field with is that guy. You know what I'm saying? There is no whack guy in the league.
Right. So to transition from sports to acting, was that initial transition difficult for you?
Nope. I mean, just the training part of learning and being on set and getting comfortable with myself and getting comfortable with set and those type of things. I guess the speed of it that way had to slow down. But talent wise, it was the same. It was like, okay, I've been putting in the work. Okay, this shit is happening, but you still got to just do it. And yeah, it was like I was nervous a lot in the beginning, but now it's hard for me to walk on set and be nervous ever. It's like I walk on set now and it's like, what's up? What we got to do? Let's do this thing.
Do you see a lot of racism in that field as well?
It's kind of the reason why I think I gravitate towards it is because it's very much like sports, man. I know it exists. Even when we played, I played with white boys who didn't really like black people. I knew that, man, but they just never had the audacity to really, champion that opinion out loud, and rightfully so, because in that environment, teamwork is everything. Just like in acting, man. Like when we do a movie, you got your lead actors, but it's 20, 25 actors that's coming together to put this story together, man. And then on top of that, it's another 25, 30 people behind the camera that's helping us put the story together with sound and lights. And it's a really team and family environment, just like sports. So you learn how to, I guess, disguise your prejudices or whatever. And even with sports, just like acting, you're gonna get what you deserve, man. You really gonna work your ass off or not, and sometimes it takes a little bit of luck here and there. I agree. Like I tell people all the time, it takes to get to the NFL, it takes a lot of hard ass work and a little bit of luck, and to stay in the NFL, it takes a lot more hard ass work and a lot more luck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I say that all the time too, because it's a lot of guys that, even my career, man, honestly, my NFL career wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit did not pan out like I planned it. You know what I'm saying? In my mind. But it worked exactly how when I look back on it, it worked out exactly how I had designed it in my spirit. I always wanted to be here. I always wanted to be an actor. I always wanted to be doing this side of entertainment as opposed to that side. So that's another lesson I tell people, be honest with yourself and your spirit, because if you're thinking you're doing one thing, but your spirit really want to do something else, you only going to get so good in that one thing you actually spending time doing. So be very intentional on where you're going and what you're doing, because that makes all the difference between the championship and just motherfucking just being in the league. So, for me, I was playing in the NFL. That was the most miserable time of my life, bro. Honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, I tell you, it was, man. I walk in every day at work. I don't know if they're gonna cut me or not, dog. That shit is miserable, dog. Every week you gotta earn your check. You gotta go out and be superhuman every week if you're not the top 5 guys on defense or offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 slots on each side of the ball that's untouchable. Everybody else gotta earn that shit every week, dog. That's why the NFL is so much more successful than the NBA. Just because of that sheer fact, dog. They don't have the guaranteed contracts, which I believe we should have. But that's why the NBA don't play into the playoffs. The NBA don't start hooping into the playoffs, man. I don't even watch NBA into the playoffs. I watch NBA in June.
Mm. And you're married to the great Terry Vaughn, who's a dope, accomplished actress, and one of my favorite actresses, as a matter of fact. Is she critical of you? Yeah, right. Is she critical of your performances? Does she critique you on what you see?
Hey, man, it's funny, man. She doesn't really watch them like that, man. Our careers are at such different levels at times, man. With her, she's been in the game, she's an icon, man. She's helmed 2 or 3, recurrent TV shows. Now she's directing major TV movies for major networks. She's grinding this like a mug in that world. I'm still grinding in the acting world. I'm where she used to be in acting as far as in my career, climbing the charts type of thing. So we're just in different places as far as career goes. So for us, we just support each other creatively, whatever, we have idea-wise. If we can put something together to do it together, we do it. If it fits organically, we don't force nothing. we just kind of go with the flow, depending on how everything is flowing with us. Terry's in the midst of developing some really dope stuff for herself with the In the Bathroom with Terry. That's really looking promising. We're gonna keep some of it on wraps, but she got, some really hot shit coming from folks on some animation type levels. It's gonna be really hot. Just wait and see. It's gonna be kind of like the Boondocks meets the Cosby Show, so that's gonna be hot, funny. I've been started writing and producing my own stuff too, bro. It's like I did my first pilot in January. It's called The Fellas. It's kind of like what we doing right here. We just shooting the shit and showing our lives as our age group, because we don't see that on TV. It's kind of like my show is basically Entourage meets The Office. And so it's one of those shows, funny, just us dealing with, stuff that guys our age deal with, baby mama drama, bullshit if you got it, wife drama if you got it, and everything in between if you got it. So it's just a funny outlet for us as Black people to see us doing something other than being, foolish. And we support each other. We do our thing. Our biggest collaboration is our legacy as a unit. That's what we really focus on. Building our legacy here with our kids and just pushing our culture forward however we can, and just really trying to be an example for ourselves and everybody else, and saying, look, man, we just gonna do this shit as best we know how to figure it out, because that's what we all got to get down to.
Right. That's dope, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
That's pretty much what I had. One other thing I did want to ask you this: do you watch your shows? Like, you go back and watch your shows, and
I'm an athlete, man. I study my shit. I study everything. I study every step.
So, are you studying it, or do you watch it as a fan? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't watch TV as a fan anymore. I don't watch TV like you watch TV. I don't watch movies like you watch movies. I'm watching for things like, man, that lighting was off. I see a sound cord. Ooh, that continuity ain't right. Oh, that was good breathing exercise. That was a good breathing technique that actor did on that. She took her time with that scene. I'm watching it completely different now, man. It's just like, that's why I don't watch football. I don't watch football anymore. Like, I haven't watched a football game in 10 years.
Oh, wow.
I peeked in on a game. I've seen a quarter. You know what I'm saying? I've been at a Super Bowl party where the game was on. But I haven't sat down and watched the NFL football game from beginning to get in since I left football. So it's like, now my interest, if I got 3 hours to kill, I'd rather watch the Godfather trilogy and shit,
Yeah.
Work on my writing, work on what I'm dealing with now, man. I don't knock any of my guys I know who did, sports and then stayed in sports, like Mike Strahan, those guys went right back into media, or like, I just couldn't talk about sports like that no more, man. I didn't give a fuck like that. It was like, I don't have that much concern about how Tom Brady gonna do this year to really talk about it for every day of the week. I just don't. Like, we could do it now, but like, I don't want to talk about this no more for the rest of the year. I'm cool. I'm good. I would do this for you, but other than that, I don't do sports shows no more, unless I'm getting on like First Take so I can go in on Stephen A and his ass. But that's about it.
Mm-hmm. And you what you do to stay in shape? You cycle, right?
And I'm a cycle. I get about 150 miles in a week, dog. I'm back tomorrow. I ride, bro, and then I just do my normal push-ups, pull-ups, and shit like that. Just keep myself lean and in shape, man. I work out for camera now, man. Ain't none of this shit functional. I can't bust a grape in the food right. I need a stunt double like a motherfucker. Like, hey, man, Karon, we got you jumping over this barrel. Hey, where's the stunt double? He needs to see this too. He needs to understand exactly what's happening, because I'm going to know how to get up and look right when the camera's there, but that's about it.
Man. What y'all got?
No, that's it, man. That's the show for this week, man. We appreciate you again coming on, sitting down with us for an hour or so, just talking through sports and whatever, man. It's been a pleasure to hear your thoughts on the current state of things in Black America and beyond. So I enjoyed it.
You welcome back anytime.
He said he don't want to talk sports.
I'm just saying he may want to talk to us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Nick, he can come on Frames
all day. You see, I just get quiet. I'm like, oh my God, let me talk.
We got a film and TV podcast too that we do. We love to have you on.
Oh, well, call me for that for sure. Yeah, we can talk about that all day.
And give my love to your family and everything. I love your wife's work and all that.
Love to
Grew
your
up on it, appreciate it.
wish health upon all you guys. Stay vigilant out here. Keep doing your things, man. Stay positive. Keep pedaling. You already know the motto. Love y'all, man.
Appreciate you.
it. Oh, you too,
Hey,
bro.
appreciate having another Detroit brother on here, man.
Yeah, man. We out here in these streets. You already know.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, Joe. Peace.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Hey.
Yeah, no, that was the. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Hold on, let me stop the stream.